What is the perfect formula to generate unpleasantness? Because fundamentally, all the names and all kind of category of unpleasantness that we generate, they have origin in the same certain kind of patterns that we do and trap that we set by ourselves. Definitely identifying with things that we are not will bring confusion. And I always say this. The same goes with the living in comparison. If in our head we somehow every second of our life we set the level of our wealth, the level of how our body should be, the level of anything. Because once we live in comparison, we somehow live in comparison with in every kind of aspect of our life. Then obviously it's an up and down. The moment we earn some money, we feel very good and relaxed. The moment we lose, we feel desperate, like we are going up and down in a ranking. This obviously will make everybody feel like not even getting out of bed is worth. So obviously, and we understand also that nobody is doing this to us. We are doing this to ourselves. The moment those things fall, we are light. All kind of diseases, at least psychological, they just vanish. So the more we try to arrange our life somehow to be more than somebody else, and the more life doesn't touch us. Many people, we can see it, they are surrounded and they somehow manage their life to be the number one in different things, but they're not the more joyful. That's the choice we can do. We want to be the king of the jungle, which also it can never be forever. It can only be for a limited amount of time in which we believe. But then obviously misery will come because you cannot be a president forever. You cannot be the most rich forever. Things always change, and you are struggling to not lose position in the ranking. You are trying not to. You're trying to have a body like a teenager. It is simply not possible. This is a very unnatural way of living, and this is what brings depression and a lot of other mental illnesses. There is no need to compare how much money someone has, how much money I have, because if we get trapped by this, always, 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 we will never be touched by anything. And the moment in your mind is just about yourself, not in comparison. It is very normal that you will look at everything, not giving importance to something, not important to something else. And what you can do, you'll do. You have little thing in your pocket, you will do something according to that, but not having unpleasantness. This is the choice we can do. If we always see at who has more than us, it's better we die tomorrow, today, right now, because there will be always somebody which has physically more things than us. There is somebody that has a more healthy body, more pretty, more attractive body, more money, more stability, better family, better this, better that. But life is very fair. It doesn't matter this nonsense. All those things, all these structures is fundamentally artificial. Being touched by life has nothing to do with the amount of things that you think you have. It is somehow how you're not, how is about not being trapped by what you have. If you have many things, but you hold all these things in your head, you're already trapped. And I want you to know, it is not that I have $1 billion. I notice that my life is not pleasant, so I get rid of $1 billion and it will become pleasant. It is not like that. It would be in a way kind of easy to do. I see that this is a boundary, I'll get rid of it, but the boundaries are in our hands, in our heads and minds. So we need to give attention to this, to stay with this truth, and constantly be aware of it. And I can tell you that these things will fall, because the moment we don't water a plant, the plant will die. The moment we don't water a thought, and we don't water a certain kind of compulsion, certain kind of things that we are keeping up, it will fall naturally. So attention, the moment this becomes the most important thing in your life, a change is about to come. And for many people, this happens when they really want to get out of their depression, they really want to get out from their nonsense, and they just want to jump into life before it is too late. Many people think it's impossible. They listen at a song that they used to listen when they were 10, 15, and they remember, oh, somehow they become nostalgic. They might get scared because they were touched by life back then. But now, no. So why now cannot happen the same? It can. It can. It's because we are feeding the wrong kind of leaf and plant. Instead of taking out the soil, an invasive plant, we are feeding that. And we are not taking care and not feeding the real plant that is giving us food and life. So when this becomes the priority, it will happen. It is not a movie. You don't need to go in search of somebody that can do some magic to you. We are always very much capable to fix something outside and to find causes of our unpleasantness outside that we are not very much, we don't have too much knowledge about where the real button, the real display is, which is just here. If we keep saying, my father ruined my life because of this and that, my teacher, this bully, that government officer, and many other things and people, the earthquake uh, destroyed my house, God, everything. We cannot do it. We cannot make it. Of course, things outside might be extremely tough. Extremely tough. People that are not joyful, it's everywhere around us. Everywhere. Everywhere. They hurted you and they will keep hurting you. If you allow them, if you somehow think you can can draw a circle and stay inside only with people that will never hurt you, or somehow people that are perfect, it is impossible. If you wait that you will take care of your well-being only when the person or the few people that they hurted you very much, uh, they die, only after their death you will be really joyful or you look for it. This is a trap. This is not true. Not true. Not true. It is now. Life doesn't happen in comparison. Life, what you think, it doesn't matter. You might have a what you think it's a big thought or a little thought. It means nothing to life. Actually, the more thought you have, the less life you feel. Because life is not about being analyzed. It's just about being lived. Wild, like life is. So if your life is full of excuses, securities, it's not life. Sooner or later, we will all be touched by life. The one that are not riding it or immerse into it. And we will regret that we didn't do it before. This is a big, big lack of awareness and any kind of sensibility. It's very important to remember the moment we live wrongly, it doesn't matter what we do, it doesn't matter where we go. It is boring. Not because life is boring, because we are incapable to feel it. We don't see any kind of possibilities, but the possibilities are everywhere. Fundamentally, in my experience, the moment you are touched by life, everything will become a possibility. You won't have any problem in your life, believe me, not even one. The moment you are not touched by life, everything is a problem. Maybe some little possibility here and there, but always very boring. Maybe what is saving you from a huge depression, it is some idea of getting this or that. The moment I'll get that, I'll be better, and so you walk the distance, tick, 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 tick. Otherwise, really, if you're totally close, there's no reason why waking up in the morning. There's no reason to do anything. So It is the most important thing of that we can decide right now. Stop. First is stop feeding our minds with nonsense. Then, if suffering come, use this sufferance to see that is important to change. That's the only thing. The moment just those things fell, the moment you see that there is nothing good or bad, there is no something you should do, something you should not do. There are other rules. If you don't brush your teeth, obviously you will lose them. If you don't train your body, you will lose it. This is life rules. Other than that, there is no need of your rules, the rules of society, the rules of other things. Too many rules. If you go in a street and you put 1000 rules of how to drive, this is not possible. There are too many rules. Everything is stuck. So this is the only possibility we can do.